Thanks for coming in today, everybody. Thank you for coming in today. I don't know why I'm doing this again, but I'm going to be in the Airbus on the stream. And we're going to fly from Atlanta to Newark. And we don't have to worry about the 186 average delay into Newark in real life here in the sim. Which is good, because Newark is a struggle bus city right now in the real world, as I'm sure many of you aviation enthusiasts are aware of, with everything that's going on with Newark and in the trach and all of that. But we don't have to worry about the delays here in the sim. We're going to go from Atlanta to Newark. I'm in a Delta A321. This is the Fenix, Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. And I am hooked on Fenix. I'm going to get into the airplane. I'm going to get this thing started up. And you guys can watch and enjoy. Again, I'm not particularly sure why I decided again to do Airbus on stream, but I was in the mood, you know. It was this or Control Kennedy, and there's not a whole lot of traffic inbound to Kennedy right now. There's only like a handful of arrivals over like the next 3 hours. Now, granted, there is a delivery ground tower online, but that wasn't the case when I was looking before. There was only a tower, so it's only just recently has it gotten fully staffed, at least in the cab. But it's okay. I've already decided to do this flight. So this is what we're going to do. Sleazy does it. Thanks for coming in today. Good to see you, buddy. I'm just going to get this thing all squared away here. Start flipping some switches. We're going to start aligning some things. And get set up to fly to Newark in the bus. So bear with me while I start pushing things, and I'm going to load the aircraft instantaneously because I'm lazy. Not even a full boat. What are we doing, Delta? You're not even going to staff a full boat to Newark? That's brutal. Let's see. We could send that. Let's see, Atlanta. I gotta open up a chart here. What's gonna be the better runway to take off of here? So I'm going to the north, so probably better to take 26 left.
Pushback startup taxi, follow runway 26 left for departure.
Probably 26 left would be the better one, so we'll do 26 left. And we'll calculate, and we'll send, so 2 up 0.9, alrighty, so we can do this, and we can do this, and we can start getting this thing. I'm going to turn the flight directors off while it's still warming up, and alright. Good. Since I have them do the fueling right away, we could do all that. Alrighty. Leister Brandon, thanks for coming in today. We are in a 321. Why, I don't know. I usually stream GA on this stream. For some reason, I was in the mood to fly the Airbus. Anyways. Let's see. So date's good. We'll init this. We are Delta 2401. We got a cost index 35. We're going up to 370. Alright, we're gonna go and we're gonna get this all squared away, the flight init. Going from Raleigh to YYC. I believe that's Calgary in the 175? Is that Calgary or is that Winnipeg? I forget. I think it's Calgary. It feels like it's Calgary. We're going to go off of 26 left on the Plumber 3. Okay, so it is Calgary. This does go to Berg. We'll insert that. Newark is going to be ILS 4, and Newark's only got the one runway going, so it's going to be ILS to runway 4 right. 4 left is closed, so they're departing 4 right and arriving 4 right at Newark because they've got the runway closure going on there. But anyways, ILS 4 right, which is the normal one anyway, actually. And we're going to be on the Filbo off of Court. And we're going to insert that. And then we're going to put the wind in here. It's beautiful that all this comes through with the 8 cars. Makes our job a lot easier. Alright, we'll do this side here. Block fuel is 18.9. We do have an alternative Philly because the weather is kind of low, but we should have no problem getting to Newark. I don't know why it always puts us as a negative number. That's supposed to be a positive number in the alternate. Anyways, so there we go. We got plenty of extra fuel to play with, which is good just in case we need it. Alright, so performance, I got that all kind of set away, and then again I'll do the secondary. What you do with the secondary is basically if we have to do an emergency return, it's easy to just get the approach set up to return for that airport, and in this case we'll do 26 right ILS for the return, no star, no via. That's in case we would have to do an emergency return. Alright, so that's got, the box then is all set up. We can accept the load sheet. We'll hook up the tug here. I don't know why the jet bridge is pulled off already. I don't particularly know why, but that's okay. We're still waiting for the IRs to align. We got about 3 minutes on that. I'll go ahead and start the APU. Good. No warning for low oil. Start it up. So we'll get the noise machines start moving here. Let's see. I do have an auto ATC since there's currently no one online for Atlanta. I've got a squawk 1701. 1701. And we're listening to the Atlanta CTAF frequency, which would be the normal tower frequency of 119.1, which is the same as Kennedy tower frequency. Anyways. So we gotta wait now just for the IRs to finish aligning for the APU to get running, and then we can pretty much get on our way. I guess we can look at this departure, which is the Plumber 3. This way we know what the initial altitude is. Plumber 3. Here we go. So we'll take a look at it together while the airplane's still doing its thing. We're going to depart off of runway 26 left. We're going to come out here, and it looks like it's going to be RNAV to MAPS, or MPAS, I should say, then Zelon, and it goes across over to here, Plumber 10, all the way out to Berg. Top altitude is 10,000 feet, so we'll throw the 10,000 feet in here.
Delta 724 Heavy, runway 26 left, taxi Fox 5 Echo. We're coming out of 5 North, and we've got information. Information Yankee.
He went and pulled the real world 80s too. Sky is good. This other guy that's on the ground here.
Sound resumed.
Oh, I'm no longer muted, by the way.
I'm back. Welcome back. Yeah, I got a phone call. Yeah, that's fine. That's all.
I'm in the NYA or TCC TeamSpeak hanging out.
You guys in a bit.
See you.
User disconnected from your channel.
Alright, I am streaming, and I am about a couple minutes from pushing back from the gate.
Hi, everybody.
Alright, the IRs have a line. We got nav data upgrade, GPS primary, so that's all in there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the flight directors on. I am going to look at the route. You can see there's the departure, all in there, and then court, and then all the arrival into Newark. That's all in there. Okay. Very good. So we're good there. We're good there. The airplane's all set up. The APU is up. we have it available. We'll disconnect the GPU, put that away, and I think we're pretty much ready to go in terms of pushing. Everybody's on board. The airplane's all set up. So let's go ahead and get the push going. We'll turn the beacon on, and we'll push away. Try and align ourselves as closely as we can on this line here. We'll taxi up this way, and that'll get us then to go out towards runway 26 left for departure, same way he's going over there. And we'll go ahead and start our engines. So we're clear. We'll start this. This comes up, so the FADEC is ready to go, and start number 1. Not perfect, but close enough.
I think I'm gonna go grab lunch now anyway.
See you.
Alright. Bye, Mike. Bye, Matt. Bye, everybody on screen.
User disconnected from your channel.
Alright, we'll start up engine number 2. Alrighty. Good start on engine 1. Got a good start on engine 2. We can get rid of the APU. Don't need that no more. With this. Flaps 2, and we are up 0.9.
Impact runway 26 left. Take off.
Extend the taxi lights. I'm going to do a flight control check. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. I might as well get through with all the before takeoff stuff, so I'm going to go. We got climb nav, max, takeoff. And then this is a simism, but I have to ding the flight attendants. And we are pretty much ready to taxi at this point, so I'll remove park brake, and we'll taxi on straight ahead out, and we'll taxi to runway 26 left. Easy, simple stuff. And our flaps 2 configuration for takeoff. I'm hauling butt here, taxiing out. Land traffic, Delta 2401, taxi runway 26 left. I do not know what the normal taxi is at Atlanta, because I don't think, pretty sure that would be inhibited on the ground, but you can see the other aircraft taking off. Very nice.
markedly bad job at simulating what the charter show. Second flight visual. It's supposed to be much worse weather.
That's a bummer.
That traffic, Delta 724,
At least I can get into the runway without having to go past the airport. There's
impact.
no approaches from the
That's cool. Have a great day.
You too. Alright, so we're gonna taxi on down here, 26 left, get ready for departure to Newark. And we don't have to worry about edicts like they do in real life. But the average delay, again, what was it, like 181 minutes I said? That's a long time. That's 3 hours plus. Getting in and out of Newark is a hassle right now in real life because of what is going on with the TRACON staffing. That is for sure. By the way, this is, I believe, one of the, it's either freeware or it's one of the handmade sceneries from MSFS this Atlanta. It's not bad at all. It's got all the Fly Delta jets stuff all around. You got the big Delta Airlines hangar right here. It's only natural, again, that I'm flying Delta out of Atlanta. Who could have guessed that? But they don't really have a ton of flights into Newark, so at least that part is a little unique. Obviously, Newark being United Airlines mecca. They say that Newark is owned by the Port Authority, but in reality, it's actually owned by United. Alright, so we're going to be RNAV to MPAS up to 1010,000 feet off of the right seat. We got plenty of fuel on board. I believe that the engine fail procedure would just be a straight out on runway heading. And we would come back to the ILS 26 right if needed. I see no reason to lollygag around here, so we're just going to go ahead and get right in for takeoff. Nobody else around. Atlanta traffic, Delta 2401, departing off of runway 26 left. We're on the Plummer departure. Time to go flying. Good fixins. Thanks for coming in today. Just in time to watch me take off in an A321 because for some reason I decided to fly an Airbus on stream again today. Alright, we'll get it lined up. Raise the thrust. Make sure that they're going to come up equally. And we will go to our flex takeoff setting. Airspeed's alive. 80 knots. Guys, thanks for coming in today. The Lear would be more fun. I don't even know how to fly that Lear, to be honest with you. I know this is very anti what I usually do on my stream, though. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Bring it back to the climb detent. There's the F-bug, flaps to 1. That was an abrupt light change out of nowhere. Go ahead and bring the autopilot 2 on. Guess what day it is? It is not hump day, though. It is Thursday, not Wednesday. There's the S bug, so it'll be flaps 0. Gears up, flaps up, good to go. Climbing out of Atlanta. We are indeed flying at Delta. Going up to Newark. It's going to be a nice hooking turn here. Sim's a little laggy today. Yeah, exactly, Gresla. Going from Atlanta to Newark. Home of Daddy D. At least Atlanta is. Newark is the home of Uncle Ted, but Delta flies this 321 in there. And that is what I ended up deciding I wanted to do.
7 left downwind, planning ILS and a 27 left, Atlanta.
We can switch off of that, go to 122.8. We do not have any ATC at the moment. I don't know why I'd accidentally pinned that message. And since there's no ATC, we're going to climb up to cruise altitude of 370 is our cruise altitude. So 37 is set. Let's make sure that the airplane can do it. First and foremost, yep, max is 377, so we can go up 37.
Alright, I'm gonna go here now.
Roger. So after Zelon, we no longer have the 250 speed restriction. It's going to work out perfectly because we're going to come through 10,000 feet here right now, and the airplane's going to want to speed up. Once it hits its little... There it is. See, now it's going to speed up for the climb. Very nice. There's the city of Atlanta. Actually, I think that's Atlanta. I'm not 100%. Pretty sure it's Atlanta, though. Yeah, it's gotta be. Not the best depicted one. There's the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Not the best depicted city in the sim. I also don't have everything on maximum setting because my computer is slightly old. X-Man, Xanthamin, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming in today. I'm sure I butchered that Twitch name. Alright, we're good here, we're good. Well, now we can just copy the current secondary flight plan since we're through 10. We didn't have anything there, so we're good to go. We're cruising. Out of 10, 3 got it right. Yeah, that's... I'm sure I'm not one of them. I'm not even good with regular people's names in real life, so when it comes to Twitch usernames, you got me. Anyways, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you being here. Welcome to the stream of my Fenix A321 flight to Newark. Flying Daddy D up to Newark from Atlanta. Got a haircut this morning, feeling pretty good. I actually have some donuts waiting for me. I might start eating those soon. It's a good morning. About to be afternoon here on the East Coast. Oh, and I realized I forgot to start the timer here like an idiot, so we'll start it now. Close enough. We'll just have to add 5 minutes, I guess. Because I'm a little slow. Well, we have a lot to run. Well, that'll show us roughly how much time we have left in the flight, which it looks like about an hour 30 remaining in the flight. I think airtime we were expecting an hour and 46 minutes. Oh, we're through the transition altitude, so transition standard. Yeah, it's not a bad start to the day, Good Fixins. Not a bad start. I got my buddy, one of the guys that I lived with out on Long Island when I was in college. One of my best friends is getting married on Saturday, so I got the haircut today. I'm actually driving up for the rehearsal dinner tomorrow, and then of course the wedding's on Saturday. So I gotta look my best for the next few days here. Gonna have to I gotta shave too, though. I still got a little scruff going on. I'll shave tonight or tomorrow, but I'm trying to look my best here since I am a groomsman for him. I'm not going to reveal the location of my buddy's wedding on stream. Thank you for asking, though. So yeah, it's going to be a fun weekend. Nice, steady climb. 321's not exactly the fastest climber in the world. She's a little bit fat. And even when we get up here, you know, we got the 1,000 feet more than we want because we're cruising up to 370. It's still going to be a pretty decent coffin corner when we get up there. You guys will see what I'm talking about. 321 does not give as much leeway at the higher altitudes as the 320, at least when it comes to you know, getting coffin cornered a little bit. I'll explain more, or I'll show you at least when we get up there. You'll see what I mean. Oh, that's what I really wish I could do right now is smoke a cigar. I saw that pop up on my Instagram feed. But it is wet and rainy outside, so it's not exactly cigar smoking weather. Oh, my computer is a little laggy. But that's naturally gonna happen with the sim computer being old and all that. Gotta zoom out a little bit more because I realize that my webcam is kind of blocking the tail there when I'm looking at my actual stream versus my actual sim screen here. We're cruising. Almost. Sort of. Still got a ways to go on the climb. Another 100-ish miles on the climb. This airplane, the 321, does not climb that fast. She climbs like a pig. Especially when it's summertime and it's warmer out. MSFS2020, thanks for coming in today. Good afternoon. That's an interesting looking Red Bull kit that just came across my screen here. Gotta send that to Sarah. Alright, Wisconsin, good afternoon. Thanks for coming in today. It's probably still morning where you are. This is definitely very anti-Virtue Safe Flying Club flying that I'm doing right now, seeing as it's a commercial airliner and a 321. But yes, we all love the Virtue Safe Flying Club in this channel. And we've got an event coming up on Saturday evening. I'm not going to be here Saturday evening. I'm going to be at my buddy's wedding, which I was just talking about. But Michael Manook, that is November 8033 Fox on Twitch, he's hosting the Vero Beach Fly-In on Saturday. From 4 to 8 Eastern. From 4 to 8 Eastern, fly into Vero Beach for the Virtue Safe Flying Club event if you are a member. Obviously, all the details can be found in the Discord. Again, that's from 4 to 8 Eastern Saturday, and I will not be around on Saturday. I'll be at my buddy's wedding, but Michael Manook will have you guys all taken care of Saturday evening for the Vero Beach Fly-In. Got graduation parties to go do, so won't make it either. Nice. Yeah, listen. Real life be like that sometimes, right? Gets in the way of all this fun flight simming we want to do sometimes. But I did see that there is a good amount of people that look like they were going to be joining Michael Manook for the event on Saturday evening. Still climbing. Again, this thing is not a fast climber. Might be able to slip something at the tail end, but we'll see. Yeah, so all you need to do is fly into Vero Beach anytime between that 4 to 8. So there's always, always time for a quick flight at the end. Again, I won't even be home the entirety of Saturday, so I won't be able to participate myself. But we got the event Saturday, and then also we have the following event is on May 22nd. So that's next Thursday. That's a week from today. We've got the Mountain West Fly Out, where we will be flying out of Jackson Hole to a bunch of different areas around the Grand Tetons, and I'm not going to say on stream what I actually call those mountains sometimes, because that's inappropriate. And then we're still working on events for June. There will be a couple events at the beginning of June. There's also going to be the Cheat River Fly-In, where we kind of mirror the Real World Cheat River Fly-In. That's going to be on June 14th. And then I'm going to do an event, I think it's on June 24th I put it, where it's going to be kind of a preamble to Flight Sim Expo, like a fly-in to Providence or something like that. And then, of course, I will be at Flight Sim Expo in person. I'll be there from the 26th to the 29th, so I'll be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Obviously, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is when Expo is actually going on. I'm going to be going in the day before to check into the hotel. And I also have to set up, the Virtuous A Flying Club has a booth. We're going to be running a booth at the Expo, so I'm going to be setting that up. So hopefully we'll see a handful of you guys over at Flight Sim Expo in Providence at the end of June. I'm looking forward to it. And I've got my June schedule. I got all the days off I needed. My actual work schedule is not the greatest, but again, I got the days off I needed for Flight Sim Expo. I have another wedding to go to, my cousin Joey's wedding in the beginning of June, so my June schedule is a bit middle heavy, and then I have like the first week off and the last week off, so that's just kind of how it's going to be to get the days off that I needed, but that's all right. That's just how aviation is. Still climbing. We're almost there, chat. We're almost there. Going all the way up to 37. You can see how the green dot's coming up, and our window, our safety window here, is going to start to shrink a little bit more even. And again, you're going to see it's going to be a lot tighter always on the 321 than it is on the 320. Do you currently plan on doing a performance in the air show, but still need to figure out what? All right, Iowa Scotsman. Have you listed yourself as wanting to perform? Because the deadline, well, you got 2 weeks. The deadline to confirm is on the 31st. But even if you don't know if your aircraft is still be determined, if you know that if you know you are going to perform, then just say, hey, I would like to perform. Put that in the airshow channel now, because there's only 2 slots left, and it's first come, first serve. So if you want one of those 2 slots, let me know now that you are going to perform. And even if you don't know the aircraft yet, that's fine. But if you want to claim one of those 2 slots, get it while because there's only 2 left. But again, the deadline is the May 31st. Or if the last 2 slots get filled, obviously. But if you know you're going to perform, you just don't know what, that's fine. Just let me know that you are going to perform. But if you're not even 100% sure yet on performing that date, then I understand as well. I just, like I said, I want to make sure that you know that it is first come, first serve. That's all. Excuse me. I will need to check my calendar. All right, very good, very good. Yeah, it's Saturday, July 12th, 1 o'clock Eastern is the 3rd annual Virtue Safe Flying Club Air Show. That's coming up quick. We're already less than 2 months to that, and there's still a lot of work that Jeffrey and I need to do to get it all squared away. So it's, it's going to be nerve-wracking, But I think it always comes together, and I think this year it's going to be a fantastic show, especially because we're introducing music into the background during the performances. We're going to have not only are we going to have the United States Navy Virtual doing a performance for us, and the virtual United States Air Force is also going to be doing a performance for us. So we have 2 different VSOAs that are joining us as special guests for this year's show. So it's going to be a great show, and very much looking forward to it. Again, that's Saturday, July 12th, 1 o'clock in the Eastern, and it'll be, the live stream, of course, will be on the Jeffrey B channel. So if you don't already follow Jeffrey B, make sure to go ahead and do so now, because that's where the 3rd annual Virtue Safe Flying Club Air Show will taking place, is on his channel, as it has the first 2 years running. Alright, we're level at 37. You guys see what I mean now, where you get kind of this little bit of a coffin corner action, where, our max speed is only right around 264, 263. We're doing 0.78 here, which is just above 250 knots indicated, and then our green dot's only like 233. So you really only got a 30 knot window to play with here in the indicated here in the 321. And again, this is showing, even with some space to play with on what the airplane thinks it can go as its maximum, but we're at the optimum cruise flight level that it wants to be at right now. So. And it's more pronounced on the 321 than it would be on the 320. Probably because it's bigger, heavier, longer airplane. So no league race to interfere that weekend, so should be able to fly. All right, yeah, like I said, throw your name into the hat in the Air Show General Discussion channel that you want one of the slots. And like I said, you don't need to tell me your aircraft right away, but I'll put you into then the Performer Briefing channel, and then you do have there are some deadlines to make in terms of what Jeffrey is going to need information-wise, and the deadline for that all is June 15th. So you got about a month to eventually get in everything you'll need to get squared away for Le Jeffrey to get you squared away for the show. Apocalypse, please, thanks for coming in today. Good to see you. But yeah, if you do want to claim one of those 2 last slots, Iowa Scotsman, go ahead into that channel and throw your name into the hat. Wrong button. Here we go. Let's go ahead and go outside for a minute. Again, if you're just joining us, this is a Delta A321. This is very not normal for me to fly. It might be because it probably is, and I apologize for that. I've dropped this headset / microphone so many times now that I'm surprised that it's even still working. So it probably is a little jacked up. I apologize for that. But anyways, this is very anti what I normally stream, obviously. I usually either do GA or ATC, but here I am in an A321. I do need a new headset. I desperately need a new headset microphone combination. That's something that is on my list of things to get soon. Just again, mainly because of how many times I've dropped this thing, and I'm surprised it still works. So we're finally at cruise. We got about an hour and 5 minutes, roughly, is what Volant is saying. And if we look here, 39, it says about an hour and 20, but this also has, you know, we're eventually going to be broken off of the Filbo because they're landing the 4s in Newark, which kind of works in our favor. That's going to save us some time today. But we're right on course. SkyWest 931 on Volanta. Let's see if I can find you. Going up to Calgary. Yep, I found you. Go ahead and send you a little friend request on Volanta here. There you go. Should pretty easy to figure out who I am on Volanta. Had the pleasure to taxi you out of Logan yesterday. Was surprised to see you fly a big tube. Oh, that was you on the ground at Boston yesterday. I'm sorry I didn't call you for pushback, by the way. Because you know, that's most places on VATSIM. It's push and start at your discretion on the ramp. So I apologize for that. That's on me for not fully reading the PDC there. Yeah, I know. But thank you for the service out of Boston yesterday. For what it's worth, at least I didn't, you know, push myself onto a taxiway and block someone or anything like that. So I may have been in the wrong, don't get me wrong, but at least I didn't interfere with someone. The amount of times that I've seen some stuff on VATSIM, that's just, sometimes it's out of selfishness, sometimes it's lack of knowledge, whatever the case is. VATSIM, catch the fever. Time for a new graphics card for you? I think I need an entire new computer. That's what I need. I need an entire new computer. I'm working on an i7-97K with a 2070 Super that is all older than 5 years old now, and definitely a little bit dated, to put it, you know, put it bluntly. And but I also have a wedding coming up later this year that I have to pay for. And eventually I would like to buy a house. So I just don't have the money to go and spend on a computer right now. Just don't have the money to spend on a new PC right now, as much as I would like to. Also, because the one I want to build is probably over $3,000, and that's not going to help. Because, like I said, I've got a wedding to pay for, and then got to start saving for a house. So I don't really have, you know, $3,000 to start throwing around right now. Because next time I do actually build a computer, it's going to be a pretty significant build. But again, I don't have the money for that, and I really don't want to go for something cheaper. Like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this all the way. You know, because even the computer I got right now, it's still working, you know, right? Everything still looks good. It's still functioning. It lags here and there, but I'm still able to not only do Microsoft Flight Sim with high quality, but also stream it at the same time, all on the same rig. So, you know, for as much as I talk garbage about it being old, it's still doing the job. I give it credit for that. You know, 5 years strong, and it's still doing the job. I keep it clean. I just cleaned it a few days ago. So, you know, you treat your machines right and they'll last a while. That's kind of just how it is for almost everything. But and it's not a matter of having FOMO, it's just something that I want. But again, the needs, you know, paying for a wedding and other things are going to overtake the want right now, which is why I'm not just going and throwing $3,000 at a new computer at the moment. like I said, this thing's still working fine. So, hooray for me. Definitely got my money's worth out of this build. Let's put it that way. Oh, I guess I could turn the seatbelt sign off, huh? It seems like a smooth enough ride. Let me tell you something about that seatbelt sign, though, chat. I don't think any passengers really paid attention to that. You know, it's there, we use it appropriately as we're supposed to as pilots. But those passengers in the back, they're going to do whatever the heck it is that they want to do. And if the flight attendants have to yell at them depending on the situation, then the flight attendants are going to have to yell at them. Again, that depends on the situation. But the amount of people that actually abide by that seatbelt sign is not, I would say, not a very high percentage on any particular commercial airline flights. Had to buy a new car that put a hold on doing my computer upgrade? Yes, that'll do it. That'll definitely do it. I'm off screen here. I'm looking at getting some of the Newark stuff up and ready to look at, including the Filbo arrival. And then we're going to be doing the ILS to runway 4 right. I'm just getting all these charts open on my other screen that you guys can't see at the moment. When we get a little bit closer, we'll talk about that, do all the briefings, get all the setup done. Of course, right now in Newark in real life, there's quite a few problems in Newark in real life right now. The first problem is that runway 4 left 22 right is closed because they're resurfacing the entire runway. And I think that's going to be closed until about middle of June is when they're saying it might reopen. But the bigger problem that Newark is having in real life is the short staffing that they have in the TRACON and the equipment issues that they're having in the TRACON that's causing massive delays every day going into Newark. I think I saw it was like 180 something minutes is the average delay into Newark today, and it's been like that for the last week and a half. It's going to continue to be like that for the foreseeable future. You know, my last work trip, we were supposed to get back in around 11 p.m. We ended up actually landing in Newark at about 1:30 in the morning, so I ended up getting back about 2.5 hours late from my last work trip into Newark. So it's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess for quite some time. Whether you're a pilot in real life or not, or if you're just an aviation enthusiast, flight sim or otherwise, if you know what's going on at Newark, which I'm sure most of you do because, again, you're aviation enthusiasts, write your Congress people. Doesn't matter what state you're in. Write your Congress people. Be like, look, you see what's going on with the ATC in Newark. The system needs the money. It needs the funding to get improved. And the staffing needs to improve and all these things. So write your Congress people. Get them involved. Whether or not writing your Congress person actually does anything or not in this day and age, I'll be honest with you, I don't know. And this is about as far as I'm ever going to get with politics on this channel, by the way. But write them and let them know that stuff needs to get done. This is a problem that's happening in Newark right now, but could start to happen at other facilities soon. And the technology is so outdated that we really do need to improve the air traffic control system in this country. And so it's important. It sucks that it's happening in Newark right now. I know guys that actually work in the TRACON for Newark. They're burnt out. They're feeling the heat with what's going on. It's not a good situation, and it's the many different governments, many different administrations have talked about fixing the problem. It's time to actually fix this problem, because this is, it's all starting to come to a head, and it's long overdue. And anyways, that's about as far, like I said, as we're ever going to go when it comes to being political in the stream. But yes, big important stuff for aviation that needs to be resolved. Very nice, Brandon. We're coming up right at about our equal time point here, about 80 miles. And you can see Court, so we have the start of these stars already coming into view. It's a very lengthy star, this Filbo, starting at Court, going all the way up into Newark. And we do have approach online at Newark. It's one of my good NYAir TCC buddies. So we will have some approach control guiding us into runway 4 right this afternoon. But for now, we're still on UNICOM. Don't have any center controllers. That's okay. Give you guys an outside view real quick while I step aside. I have to use the little boys' room. I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. I got myself a nice crisp, refreshing Dr. Pepper on the way back. If I do end up getting a job today, one of the things I want to save up for is a new PC. Yeah, it's not a bad thing. Not a bad idea. Is today the day that you find out about the job, Mr. Gresla? Interviewing for an Amazon delivery driver position. Okay. I'm guessing you're still waiting to hear back from all of the regionals, if that's the case. I know that hiring has slowed down. Oh, Class Day probably won't be until July or August. That's right. I remember you telling me this, Nick. I do remember you telling me this. So yes, it is good that you would get a temporary job in the meantime to fill that time. It's a good idea. Absolutely. Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. Especially because you are going to be waiting. You still got another couple months at least, it sounds like, before you get your class date. So, yeah. Very good. Yeah, all very good possibilities. having the flow is nice, Nick, but sometimes that flow can be a little slow. So definitely, I would say, because when I was at Envoy, but I decided not to wait for the flow, and you know, if there are opportunities for you to get it somewhere else sooner, then I would definitely try and look into it, is my advice. But if you want to stay, that's fine too. I got buddies that stayed at Envoy that are getting the flow now, but it's going to be more than probably the 6-7 years that they advertise. You know, my buddy's been there 9 years now, and he's just going to be flowing here soon. So it's, you know, it might take a little longer than you think, is all I'm saying. You know, when I first got hired at Envoy, they were promising a 5 to 6 year flow. If I had stayed at Envoy, I would just be flowing to American probably right around now. So that would actually have been closer to 8 or 9 years. Again, it's just not always going to be the case, but it depends on, you know, if the hiring's quick, then it'll be quicker. The hiring's a little bit slower right now in most places, so it's not going to be as, you know, as quick as you think. So it's just, again, it could be totally different in a few years from now, though. Like, the way the aviation industry works, it changes on a dime all the time. So, you know, what it is right now is not what it'll be in 3 years from now. That's for sure. So even though they say it might only take this X amount of time, it could be shorter, it could be longer. They don't really know actually for sure. Nobody really does. So. Someone just joined the Flying Club chat. Bear with me because I'm going to go take care of them. Give me 1 second. Do my duties as the admin of the Flying Club. Man, the VATSIM stats page is slow. This guy is good to go. Let's get him into the Flying Club. Give me 1 second, chat. I got some other flying stuff that I'm going to do now. Flying Club things that I'm going to do here now. Hi, Scotsman. If you're still watching my stream, you should now be in the former briefings channel for the air show, since you have added yourself to the roster. Just, again, once you eventually figure out what you want to do in terms of the aircraft, let me know. But you are going to be put onto the list here. And right now you're listed as TBD for the type of aircraft. Again, when you get the opportunity, make sure you go through the entirety of that performer briefing channel from top to bottom, because you will have to catch up on all the information that has been put in there and everything that you're going to need to provide both myself and Jeffrey for your performance information. When you have time to do so. There is no rush. Again, the deadline for all the information is a month from now, which is June 15th, so you've got some time. Alright, let's see, how close are we getting here? That top of the descent's starting to come in a little bit. About 140 miles out. So it's time to start looking through some of this stuff here. We'll look first at the arrival, which is the Filbo 4, chat. So your Filbo, we're off of Court, it comes all the way. Fubar at flight level 270, DuPont above 20. And then you've got between 13 and 17 Steffi, 11 at Somto, 8 at Dillon, and then on in. So now if we come back here, all of this should be in the MCDU already. So there's Fubar, flight level 270. At 20, this is between 13 and 17. There's the 11,000 feet. Then you got 8,000 at Dillon. So it's all in there, ready to go. And then we got the ILS 4 right is what we're planning on. That information hasn't come in just yet. So we can hold right there. We'll wait another 15-ish minutes for that new weather Newark to come up, and then we'll finish kind of setting up. But it looks like the star is in there appropriately. MSFS minus 189 into a very gray catch can. Nice. I'll try and make a good landing in the 321 for you guys. Give you guys a little bit of outside action here as we're turning and burning. Getting closer to Newark. Washington, D.C. Center has signed online and would like us to speak with him. Washington Center, good afternoon. This is Delta 2401 at flight level 370.
Delta 2401, Washington Center, welcome. Virgin 73 Quebec, what's your Mach number?
This should provide us with air traffic control the rest of the way in, then. I think. I don't remember if we get handed off to New York Center or not going into Newark. I don't think so. I think DC goes right to Newark. I'm trying to remember. Something I should know. Pretty sure it does. I don't think we'll have ATC the rest of the way to Newark. Excellent. That's what we like, chat. That's what we like. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. You would think I would know that by heart with all the times that I do it, but I don't know why my brain was getting foggy on that.
American 3134 to send you the cap.
Sometimes we do more flying into Kennedy on any particular trip than Newark. Sometimes Newark is literally just the beginning and end, and then we do a bunch of Kennedy or other stuff in between. But very good, very good. ATC the rest of the way. This is what VATSIM is all about, chat. Turning. Sim is lagging. It is on the TradeCon level, but not necessarily at the center level. But again, remember, I'm coming from the south, so we're getting handed off from DC to the Newark TradeCon. See, is the rad nav information in there yet? It is. Alright, we can finish up getting this thing prepared here. Let me look at the ILS to 4 right. Should be 1087, 1087, IEZA, IEZA. Final approach course is 039er. This says 038, close enough. Very good. Alright. Good here. Again, the new weather for Newark should be coming shortly, so I'm going to hold off on that just for a second. But 211 is the barrel min for Cat 1. Throw that in there. Plenty of gas. We'll copy that again. Again, I'll leave this open and wait until we get newer weather from Newark. To fill that all in. And then we need to turn the LS buttons on. And then the runways in Newark are long, so I'm going to go low brakes.
So 411, go ahead. I'm gonna call one second on the flight day. Is it possible we can get vector to Raleigh Durham? What do you say you have going on to 411? I have a fuel valve warning going off on the flight day. So flight 411, affirmative, you're clear to the Raleigh Airport via radar vectors, turn left heading 180, instead of maintain flight level 240. Left heading 180, and maintain flight level 240.
Gotta go to Cricket. Oh, that's awesome. Cricket. That's a game that I've never fully been able to learn and understand properly. But it does seem like a very entertaining game. So enjoy Cricket, and have a good one, MSFS2020.
Demon 2-4 radar contact and resume on navigation. Resume on navigation.
I just saw a picture of a giant chocolate chip cookie, chat, and my fatness level has increased significantly.
43 Charlie for traffic instead of maintain flight level 380.
No, field hockey is field hockey. Cricket is like an actual... Cricket's a very popular sport internationally. But that's the one with the like that wooden paddle, and you know, you got 2 teams of 11 playing on that big pitch. It's like that big, like, club. So it's not field hockey, but it's like the one where they have like that big wooden club, and it's almost like kind of baseball in a way because they have a pitcher that rolls it in and they're swinging it like a bat almost. Obviously, it's not baseball, but that's what he's talking about. And again, I've watched it. It seems like a very entertaining sport. I just don't understand all the rules to it. And someday I would eventually like to learn. But
So it's like 411 when able, direct Raleigh Airport.
Direct Valley Airport to 411.
November 890 Juliet, instead of maintaining flight level 45, correction 350.
350, November 9 Juliet.
But field hockey is its own sport. Cricket is different. Alright, the new weather for Newark just popped up. So we've got wind 080 at 5. You got temperature of 22. Altimeter is 2988. So all that information's in there, and we're all set up for the approach. For the Star and the approach into Newark. Very good. And we got about 70 miles till top of descent, so we're getting there. See, I always love it when someone in my chat can answer things better than me.
American 3134, 8 is Zulu, current expect
It's always good to keep good company, chat.
Got Zulu on board and expected RNS Zulu and 9 or American 3004.
Always good to have good company, good friends.
Reverse 43 Charlie, just to maintain flight level 380. Freight, there. Oh, sorry, we should have avoided me then. I apologize. Apologize, down freight there. Thank you. So flight 411 into Bravo, current expect visual approach T3 left.
Roger 6 will approach 2B left. 254.
So we're all set. We're just waiting now for top of descent here for our clearance to descend via the Filbo. We've talked about the approach to 4 right. The weather in Newark's a little meh, but it's not going to be anything, you know, we're going to be perfectly fine going in on the KAT-1. You know, broken 1,100, so it's marginal.
Seabird 43 Charlie, resume the
Better than it's been the last couple days, probably. It's been pretty miserable weather in the Northeast here, at least in the New York area for the last few days, and I think it's supposed to continue to rain tomorrow and Saturday too, unfortunately, which is a big bummer, especially for my buddy's wedding on Saturday. But hopefully the forecast will lighten up. I think it actually is supposed to stop raining in time for the ceremony on Saturday, though, so that's the good part, especially because I think he's trying to do it outside. So that part's good. Should be a nice, you know, it'll be a fun weekend regardless, but we're going to keep our fingers crossed for good weather for his ceremony.
United 71 Washington Center, consider the Gibbs 5 Bravo Delta South Center 2988.
Altimeter 29984 United.
2988.
29880.
Okay, maybe I will get a chance to smoke a cigar this afternoon because it looks like it's kind of cleared up outside.
Surgeon 43, correction 73 Quebec, Roger. You can resume normal speed also.
It's overcast, but it's not raining anymore. The ground's going to be a little wet, but might be able to get a nice stogie in this afternoon.
So 411 flighting 140, vectors visual 23 left, set maintain 5000. Heading 140, 5000, 25, Southern Center, good afternoon, National 6321, September, Air Shuttle 6321 Washington Center, roger, I'll send it to PDT. Roger, thank you.
Okay, we're pretty close to the top of descent here. If we get really, really close without him giving us the descent instructions, it will inquire, but I imagine we'll probably get the descent via here pretty soon.
Delta 2401, cross Fubar at maintain level 270.
Cross food bar at flight level 270, Delta 2401. There you go, chat. It's like you heard us. So 270 at Fubar, 27 is set. And that top descent is about 30 miles out.
November 890, Juliet cross Swan at maintain level 240.
Almost time to do stuff, chat. Almost.
Cross Swan, flight level 240 for November 890 started. So the 411 is going to maintain 3,000. 3,000, simple. So the 411 Raleigh Airport, 2 o'clock, 17 miles. Roger, we have the ILS actually programmed in for 23 right, so we have. So 411, Roger, expect ILS, runway 23 right? Roger, expect ILS 23 right, 4. I'm sorry, just to confirm, you said 23 right or 23 left you wanted? 23 right, it's fine. Alright, sounds good. Expect ILS 23 right.
Almost top of descent time. Yeah. We got about 7 miles to go. Again, 27 is set. We're going to let the airplane do its Airbus magic here in just about a minute. Everyone back to your seats. We're starting down soon. Close enough for me. Airbus magic, do your thing. Descend.
So it's 411, 10 miles from Bodley, maintain 3,000, don't establish localizer, clear ILS runway 23, right approach. So flight 411, you can contact Raleigh Tower 127.445, we'll see ya.
1 Kingdom Center, good evening. United Designate for climb 8900 to 240.
United 1984 Washington Center, Roger, comment maintain flight level 340.
340, 1984.
Oh, Mike. So it's like 411, contact Raleigh Tower 127.45.
Oh, Airbus is doing its Airbus thing. We're descending to 270.
2401, descend via the Bilbo 4 arrival, till the altimeter 2987.
Descend via the Philbo 4, Delta 2401. And now we can set this to 8,000 feet and really let it do its thing since we're cleared to descend via. And the bottom is 8,000. Airbus magic.
United 1071, you have a runway preference?
1 center.
United 1071, expect the ILS runway 1 center.
We'll expect ILS runway 1 center for 1071 heavy.
United 1071 heavy, advise it is Tango.
Alright, we'll get Tango on board.
Demon 24, radar service terminated, and frequency change approved, get in.
Looks like we got ATIS Gulf over at Newark. We've already talked about the weather, so we're good there. Again, we've got approach online and a ground online as well.
Flighting 350, vectors are now Zulu runway 19.
Very good.
Flighting 314 down to 3000, American 30 and 34.
Just to verify that, you got any 350, American 31, 34?
35.
Delta parks at the new Terminal A at Alpha 3. This airplane is great. Does a lot of the work for you. Just let it do its magic. And obviously you monitor it to make sure that it's doing its magic properly. Which right now it is.
United 2136, cross Lurch at 14,000, Allentown altimeter 2988.
And can you repeat that for United 2136?
United 2136, cross Lurch at and maintain 14,000, the Allentown altimeter 2988.
Alright, we'll cross Lurch at 140 and the Lurch altimeter 2998, United 2136.
November 89er Sierra Julia across Jakey at 13,000, Philly altimeter 2987.
Cross Jake 13,000 for November 89er charges. And can I get the altimeter again, please?
Sure, the Philadelphia altimeter 2987.
2987, thank you. November 89er charges.
DC Center United 1071. Can we actually get runway 1 right into Dulles?
Yeah, 1071, expect the ILS for my 1 right approach.
Roger that.
Doing something off screen, chat, I apologize. I can assure you that the Airbus is still doing its airbrush magic, and it is on the descent here, so we're good.
Washington, good day, JetBlue 691, level 360. Where is it called? JetBlue 696, level 360. JetBlue 691, Washington, Dragon. American 3134, turn right heading 090.
Right 090, American 030.
Oh, the Airbus is still Airbusing. We're still good. Boozy sheep, what's going on? We are in the descent on the Philbo 4 into Newark.
And my sim just crashed.
Great.
Oh, this is crazy. Thanks, man. I'll see you later.
Daddy D.
Southwest 4669, Jackson, or closed, ready service terminated, frequency change for UBT.
Forward advisory, thanks for the service. Have a great day, Southwest 4669.
You're on a lunch break? Thanks for stopping by on your lunch break, Boozy. I should be available to play some Warzone with you later. Alright, transition.
0 and down to 3,000 for 1071 Heavy.
2988 on the altimeters. Seatbelt signs on. We're good. Oh, you're not going to be available? That sucks. Want to play some more Warzone. Dude. Unacceptable. I'm not going to be available for the next 3 days in a row. I'm going to be busy. Got my buddy's wedding.
About 46,680 still freaking.
I think he means bed, but he just put the K in front of it to be a wiener. Because he's a nerd. Like the rest of us. Man, nobody to play Warzone with today. That's a bummer. Guess I'll just do it with the multiplayer. Yes. Yes, we're talking about COD. Oh, brutal. That sucks. Well, at least you're making money, buddy. Solid double shift right there. That sucks. Yeah, the next few days I'm going to be at my buddy's wedding, so I'm going to be gone for most. I mean, I'll be back Sunday evening, maybe, if you're around Sunday evening. I think Sarah will probably have had enough of me by Sunday evening. Well, she'll be like, go do your computer thing, go. So maybe Sunday evening we'll have some time to do some Warzone if you're around. Airplane's gonna need a little help slowing down here.
128.55.
12855 Delta 2401. See you. Yeah, and I cheat. I switch my frequencies over here, chat. New York approach, good afternoon. Delta 2401 is out of 12-8 on the Filbo. We have information Gulf.
Delta 2481, North approach, hello. ILS 4 right, depart Mercer heading 080.
Alright, ILS 4 right will depart Mercer heading 040, Delta 2401.
080.
080. Of course Sarah's going with me to the wedding. She's my +1, my fiance. Of course she would go with me, dude. You always take your significant other with you to a wedding. Well, I guess not always, but usually that's the case. There might be situations where you wouldn't. But in this case, Sarah's coming with me, of course. And she's going to be tired of me by the end of it, I'm sure. She's going to be like, go do your computer thing, go. So after Mercer, heading at 080. For now, we keep letting the Airbus do its Airbus magic. You had lunch and now you want more lunch? That sounds like me on pretty much every day. It's like I'm done eating, but I always want more. Sounds exactly like me, man. I don't know where I put it, to be honest with you. I don't know how I managed to stay 170 pounds, which is still heavier than I was before the neck surgery. I gained weight finally after that neck surgery from not doing anything, but I'm stabilized now, so. 10,000 feet. Ding the flight attendants. Everything down here is good. Yeah, I'm a whole 170 pounds right here. I'm a skinny piece of nothing, man. 5'10", lanky piece of shit. $9,000 for 8,000. Funyuns, ew. Huh. Never a fan of the Funyuns. Yeah, I'm paying for my eating habits in other ways, though. My cholesterol is borderline. Not high, but borderline. Should probably work on getting that in control a little better. After Mercer, they wants a 080 heading. Let's get that ready to go here in a second. I'm going to go ahead and pull my speed. And once we go on the 080 heading, I'll also activate the approach phase. There's Mercer, pull heading 080, we'll activate the approach phase. I'm going to clean up the box. Boom. And we're set for the approach.
Delta 2401, descend and maintain 6,000.
6,000, Delta 2401. 6,000. Yeah, fast food's definitely a problem. I do a little bit too much Mickey D's. That's something I need to work on cutting back. In general, my eating habits are less than good. Sarah reminds me about it all the time. Eventually, I'm going to listen to her. And Mickey D's is about the only fast food that gets me. Chick-fil-A too, I guess Chick-fil-A. That's technically fast food. So.
Hello, November 89er, Sir Juliet, 10,000.
7 for 6.
With information, Lima.
Those two things get me.
November 890 Sierra Juliet, North Approach, hello, thanks for Juliet.
But I definitely need to do it less than I do.
Expect ILS 6.
Expect ILS runway 6 for November 89er, Sierra Juliet.
I definitely need to work on my health. There's no two ways around that. Temp-wise, we're going to be fine. I don't have to worry about the anti-ice.
Delta 2401, descend and maintain 3000.
3,000 out 2401. 3,000. I'm gonna go ahead and clear Kilma out of here too. This is gonna be a pretty easy vector to final, it looks like. I departed out of Atlanta, Boozy, and we're almost all the way to Newark here. Should see her, but my Volanta tells you exactly in the bottom right corner of my stream there, exactly what my flight is. It's very tiny on mobile. Yeah, that checks. That checks out. That's fair. Into the soup. Four for three.
Delta 2401, 8 miles from Gritty, turn left heading 070, maintain 3000 until established on the localizer, clear the ILS 4 at approach.
0703 until established, cleared, ILS 4 at approach, Delta 2401. Approach is armed, Cat 3 dual, which we're not going to need. Yes, that picture is in the Flying Club Discord. I saw it. Very pretty. Very pretty indeed. Oh, we're definitely in the soup now, chat. Clear for the approach. And we should probably start slowing ourselves down here. Flap is all one. Speed checks. Look at those slats coming forward. Yeah. Sorry. Did you get the job, Mr. Gresla? Who doesn't love slats, baby? Lokestar. Oh, that's nice. There you go. Make sure to use and abuse those bennies, man. Well, don't abuse them, but use them. You know what I mean. Glide slopes captured. Sweet. Go around altitude on this approach is, I believe, 3,000. It sure is. Or it's out of below 2,000 to start, so let's go ahead and throw 2,000 in there initially. And we're going to slow it down. Usually it's about 180 to doing.
Number 89er Sierra Juliet.
Flaps 2 speed checks.
Maintain 3000.
Down to 3000, November 9er Charger Jet.
2,500.
Well, we're getting a little bit of ground contact already. It's not too bad out here. We're gonna do the boozy method of putting the gear down. Gear down. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And we're gonna give away speed. Flaps 3, speed checks. Doing at 1,700 feet. Flaps full, landing checklist.
Delta 2401, the north wind 080 at 5, runway 4 right, clear to land.
4 right, clear to land. Delta 2401. Clear to land. Alright, auto thrust, speedy cam landing, memo landing, no blue landing checklist complete. We're clear to land 4 right. Runway in sight. Landing rate guesses in the chat if you wanna. Positive, negative number. Don't need the exclamation point predict. You got about 30 seconds till I'm on the ground. Kind of prompted it a little late, I apologize. But if you guys want to get a guess in real quick, if you're watching, now's the time. Autopilot's off. Cat 1. It's 1,000 feet. We're stable. We're on tower. We're clear to land. Gonna fly right over the employee parking lot here on the final for 4 right.
November 890 Sierra Juliet, turn right heading 090.
090 right to November 890 Sierra Juliet.
Got the IKEA that's modeled off the right of the road there, which is great. And of course the port. There is actually an IKEA right there across the highway, chat. They modeled that correctly. I'm lagging like crazy. Oh yeah.
Minimum 100.
Flying slow.
40, 30, 20, retard. 5.
Rolled it right on, even with the lag. Ground spoilers, reverse green, manual braking. Take the next one, 70 knots.
Delta 2401, welcome to the fabulous Newark Airport. Cross runway 4 right, correction, cross 4 left. On Kilo, call ground 121.8 on the other side. Have a good one.
Cross 4 left on Kilo, ground on the other side of Delta 2401. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.
Ground, good afternoon, Delta 2401. We're crossing 4 left on Kilo. We're taxiing to Alpha 3, new Terminal A.
Delta 2401, Newark ground. Thanks for coming in today. Taxi to parking by Kilo Sierra Alpha. Have a great day, Mike.
Kilo Sierra Alpha for Delta 2401. See you. Kilo, next one is Sierra, and then that joins into Taxiway Alpha. Very nice. I definitely rolled that on, chat. That's gotta be a good landing rate. It's gotta be. And it is. I'm looking at it right now. It's very nice. Minus 111. There you see, minus 111, 1.02 Gs. That was a good landing in the 321. And that makes Nick Greslow's guess the closer guess of the two. We can take these off. Take that off. We can start up the APU. And we're just pretty much taxiing straight ahead here until we get to Alpha 12. Or Alpha 11 rather, and then at Alpha 11 we're going to turn into the terminal and go to gate Alpha 3. Even through the lag, I was able to get a nice landing in the 321. Gotta love it. There's Newark in all its glory. This is an updated scenery that does have the new Terminal A. I can't remember if it's Trzecki. I think it's Trzecki design. I can't remember 100% though if it is or isn't. It is laggy. Definitely taking my frames to town. Can hear the APU starting to run itself up. Definitely taking my frames to town, giving me the business. But it's nice that it has the new Terminal A modeled.
That's what she said.
I bet you will take it to Pound Town Boozy. Score 6 more. Thanks for coming in today. I saw that you were on Kennedy Tower earlier. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Take the next one, which is going to be Alpha 11, and we'll take that in, and again we're going to Alpha 3. All the way on the far side here, the new Terminal A for the where Delta parks this 321. Hey, nice. Very nice. Couple of JetBlues parked at gates that they would not be parked at the new Terminal A. Those are all United gates, except for that little bit on the edge where we're going to be parking Alpha 3 over to the left, and then a little bit that JetBlue has over on like the right end. Otherwise, United owns the rest of the gates, which my understanding is that United wasn't supposed to own any of the gates at the new Terminal A, but you know, United owns Newark, so kind of just, you know, it ended up that way as it does. I have no comment on that one way or the other, so Skidmore, at least not on this stream. Defiant Prawn, thanks for coming in today. You just missed us. We're just finishing up here. Just got the landing done in Newark after the flight from Atlanta. But welcome on in. Taxiing to gate 3. Go ahead and turn the nose lights off so we don't blind the line, guys. There's 4, and then a fake 4, and then a gate to a tree. I have no idea which of the two lines I'm supposed to go to. we'll go to the one that's the furthest, since we're... actually, do we? Yeah, I think so. Long 321, I think we're supposed to go to the further line. Let's see. Looks like that makes the most sense. Stop. Park and brake on. The APU's running the electrical. We can turn the engines off. Get everyone off the airplane. Sounds good, Boozy. Take it easy, man. Hopefully I'll see you Sunday evening. We're going to turn the beacon off because I'm an idiot. We can take the external power, put the bleed on for the APU. We do have, yeah, we got some brake fans. Turn those on. You can hear how loud those babies are. Those brake fans are loud in real life, too, when they're running. Let me tell you. Boom! Flight complete. Welcome to Newark, everybody. Where the local time is 1:38 in the afternoon. It is a gloomy day in the Northeast. It has been for the past few days. And it's supposed to rain again tomorrow and rain again on Saturday, too. What a bummer. Alright, that's going to do it for the stream, chat. That's all I got for you. That was actually a good landing. I'm very happy with that. Like I said, we ended up having a minus 111. That's pretty good. In this particular sim, so I'm very happy with that. And the flight is complete. Let's see, I know Arch NDA was streaming before. Let's see if he's still streaming, because if he is, that's who I'll hand you off to. He was flying a CJ3 Plus, and he is indeed still flying that CJ3 Plus from the looks of it. Let me just make sure, 100%. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Sure is. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and hand you guys off to Arch NDA. Thanks for coming in today. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Again, if you're not already a member of the Virtually Safe Flying Club, make sure that you join us. And let me remember how the hell I'm supposed to raid this guy. Give you guys the outside loud view while I set this up. My stream is getting real, sim's getting real laggy, so it's a good time to call it. Good time to call it. Here is Arch NDA CJ3 Plus, which I actually am thinking about maybe getting this CJ3 Plus that's available on MSFS. We'll see, though. Haven't decided 100%, but I'm thinking about it. Maybe you'll see it the next time I stream. Who knows? Alright, ready, set, raid. Thanks for coming in today, everybody. We'll see you next time.